Hey guys, thanks for clicking me and welcome to yet another perfume review. This time we'll be taking a look at my favorite brand, which is this one, Comme, Garçons, and the perfume we'll be talking about today is Odeur du Théâtre du Châtelet, Acte. So this is a pretty new perfume, I believe. Came out about half a year ago, or December last year, something like that. And I'm not even sure if anything has been released from Comme, Garçons since then. And what is even more surprising is that I have not seen any review about this perfume on YouTube yet. And that's surprising because it's actually pretty special and really nice as well. So yeah, let me explain. And let me put a little bit on my skin. One thing that is very nice and that makes things a little bit less complicated is that this is a super duper linear perfume. So what I'm smelling now is pretty much the same I'll be smelling in like 5 or 6 hours. And then things start to get a little bit complicated because I actually have a bit of a hard time describing this scent, but I will try. Where do I start? So first things first, this is a very fresh perfume actually. Very, yeah, clean, fresh. In general, let's put it like that. Clean, fresh, bright, like that. But as I said, it's a bit complicated because on the other hand there are a ton of other things, and you'll be seeing me juggling a little bit with adjectives here. A lot of different things going on here. So yeah, as I said, fresh, clean, bright, but also, for example, a little bit dusty, which sounds a bit like a contradiction to fresh, but it is. The thing is, of course, this one also has a note breakdown, for example, it contains things like amber seeds and coffee and orange blossom, I believe, black pepper. What else? Did I say coffee? I think I said coffee. Musk and cedar. But to be honest with you, I actually don't really pick up any of these notes insofar that I could put like a finger on it, like saying, oh, there's the coffee or there's a cedar or whatever. And oh yeah, I forgot one note, rose oxide. I'll be coming back to that a little bit later. But anyway, so as I said, this is a very linear perfume, and to me it totally feels and smells like a bunch of subtleties. Let's put it like that. It's a very unknown kind of scent. It's nothing I've smelled before. It's nothing where I could say, okay, this reminds me of XYZ, or this reminds me of another perfume, or even this reminds me of another note that I already know. So yeah, bear with me. But anyway, let's go on. So it's, what did I say? Bright, fresh, dusty. I also think it has a slight body odorish kind of smell to it, but not in a bad way, not like animalic at all, but more like someone running for a bus and sweating a little bit. maybe like that. So not even bad at all. It's super nice scent actually, and yeah. So the texture is actually very interesting because for me, Odeur du Théâtre du Châtelet Acte 1 has a very glassy quality to it, like opaque. Yes, thank you. So a glassy, opaque kind of quality, and this glassy quality to me kind of gives this a bit of weight and heaviness, which I really enjoy. But this weight also contradicts to the transparent and fresh and light quality it also has, and also the dusty. So dusty and glassy and fresh. It sounds like it doesn't really belong together, but this scent totally manages to achieve exactly that. So as I said, none of the notes that I just mentioned are very prominent to my nose, but they are still kind of helpful. For example, let's talk a little bit about the coffee note. Some of you might remember another Comme des Garçons scent from their incense line, which is called Kyoto. And Kyoto is also said to have coffee in their notes, but it doesn't really smell like coffee. But if you, Christo once mentioned that there's a certain special kind of coffee note when you have, for example, an espresso machine and you empty the spent coffee after like half a day or something, that cold briquette-like coffee, and you smell it like spent cold coffee. That's in Kyoto, and I think that's the same kind of coffee note that you might smell in here as well. There are also two notes that probably are the most prominent, if you can say so, and that's amber seeds and musk. This, if anything, you could call this a musky scent, and maybe that explains that it's kind of fresh and at the same time a bit kind of like sweaty body odorish, I think. Yeah. What else? Cedar. Yeah, cedar. I don't smell any woods in here. It stays very glassy, musky, fresh, bright, floating all the way through it. And so no cedar to my nose. But the dusty quality, that's, oh yeah, they say there's some iris in here. I'm pretty sure the iris is what gives this scent the dusty quality. But as I said, this is not an iris scent, it's not a musky scent, it's also not a rose scent, although my girlfriend, she says, yeah, well, it doesn't contain rose at all, but actually rose oxide, which is like a molecule part of actual rose. So, and my girlfriend, she said for her nose, the rose oxide / rose is something that she can even pick up very well. So, yeah. But definitely, this is not a perfume that will remind you of a lot of other things. This is not like, for example, I've talked about Paper Passion on my channel, which is a very, photorealistic perfume. It totally smells like perfume. You smell it and paper. But this one, yeah, it's like this is Odeur and only Odeur and nothing else, and yeah, that's something I actually really like because it keeps fascinating me. It keeps being intriguing and fun to smell, and of course fun to wear as well. So yeah, as I said, it's very, very nice to wear, very fun to wear. And performance actually pretty good, like most Comme des Garçons. especially longevity is through the roof. It's really, really like, yeah, 8, 10, 12, whatever you want. Long-lasting perfume. I personally don't think it jumps off the skin too much, but for example, my girlfriend, who's actually better in judging that than me as a wearer, I suppose, she said it's actually very, very noticeable. And yeah, it's pretty fun to wear, and I really like it because it's like most Comme des Garçons scents, it's very avant-garde, very special, but still very wearable at the same time. And that's a balance that's not easy to make, I suppose. But this one totally does it. So very special, very unique, but I don't think, for example, you would offend anyone when wearing this. It's definitely a very positive and uplifting fragrance. It's because there are so many different things going on. It's a lot of fun to just pick one part of it and like a point of view, and look at the rest of the note from there. You could wear it like as a dusty perfume or as a fresh perfume, and from there look at all the other parts, and then you can switch to another note, and then you could look at all the other different notes and parts. But yeah, as I said, it's super duper linear. It's doesn't change at all. Maybe there's like an initial blast, like every perfume has, but even that, it just settles and then it just stays there. Except what I experience is when it's really hot, like above 30 degrees Celsius, for example, then you might find a bit like a hint of chlorine. I hope it doesn't put you off, but I really like chlorine for some reason, because it I have I connect some nice memories with chlorine, like going to swim with friends and stuff in the summer. And it kind of turns, hot weather turns this after a while, after many hours, like 5-6 hours, turns this into a very avant-garde beach scent. Yeah, but oh yeah, it's so weird. Even now that I'm reviewing it, I have the feeling I pick something new out of it every time I smell it. It's so nice. Also has some very nice, very quiet, spicy notes, but not prominent at all, not upfront, and super duper subtle. Yeah, and that's I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this perfume. It's very good. Give it a try. I highly recommend. It comes in a 200 ml bottle, which is awesome because you can spray it like there's no tomorrow, and who knows, maybe there is no tomorrow, and you got it covered with this perfume. Thank you very much for listening, and yeah, have a good time. See you sometime soon. Bye.